The old-fashioned thing back when you and I were growing up is you got to knock on more doors.
Oh man.
You've got to talk to more people.
Yeah.
You've got to engage more people to show them what you've got and who you are. But now, don't we, with social media, don't we have an opportunity that we've never had before to reach more people and touch more people and build relationships with more people?
It's tremendous. A couple of thoughts about that, because I've researched. I mean, I'm on social media. I was on there this morning getting the word out. But a couple of things that I've learned about social media, and one of them is really a core message in this book, which is, of course, you want to be on social media. For most businesses, it makes sense to have a presence on social media. But what you say about you isn't nearly as important as what other people are saying about you, or that other people look at something you said and they say, that makes so much sense, that is so good, I'm going to repost that to everybody I know. Then they repost it to everybody they know. So the idea is to get social media out there, you know, the new world of face-to-face, word of mouth, to not just talk to them, but have them talking about you. And to have them talking about you, you got to have value.
Yeah.
You've got to put things out there on social media that people say, I can use that.
Yeah.
That's of value to me.
And I am learning that they really want to be informed.
Yeah.
They want to be part of the conversation. Let me tell you what we did here. Yeah, I already told Joe that just yesterday, after the weekend of playoff football, my Vikings lost a heartbreaker to Seattle. I mean, Seattle, no way they could beat us. So we went on, I did a live video right in my office. Mm-hmm. It's reality television. And I know it's NFL, and I'm an NFL player, and you say, oh, you're lucky you can do this, but just listen just a little bit. So we get our guy, he gets his smartphone, and he films me right in my office. And we put it out on Facebook, and he says, as soon as we finish, we got 1, 15, 25.
Yeah.
That was about 20 hours ago, and we are now up to about 145,000 views, thousands of likes, and we're building a whole community by going out to them with information that's interesting to them. We haven't sold them anything, but we're building relationships.
Yeah.
And don't you think, for me, you got to have a customer, got to talk to people, but you got to build a relationship, whether it's right here like we're doing today. It's what I did yesterday, first time I've ever done a video on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then we're doing it on Twitter now, and now we're going to do 2 videos a day, and we won't have 141,000 people but it's contacting more people.
People are so hungry to connect. I mean, especially now, you know, with all the technology and we're all going a million miles an hour. People are so hungry to connect. I'll tell you something fascinating. I was watching a movie on Amazon, a video that I downloaded and was watching from Amazon. My family, we were watching it. And towards the end of the movie, there were some transmission glitches, and it actually dropped off, and I had to boot it back up. It wasn't any big deal. I got it running again when we finished. 2 days later, which would have been yesterday, I got an email from Amazon that said, we noticed from our end that there was a transmission problem with the video you watched the other night. We've refunded your account the full amount of the video. Come watch more videos. We love having you on our site. And that was, interestingly enough, that felt like a connection, that they were paying attention and that they saw that it didn't go the way it should have. I didn't call it in or write it in. They caught it, reached out to me and said, we're going to refund you that for that video, because it wasn't the experience that we expect to provide. I mean, it's a small thing, but it's meaningful. It's meaningful. It becomes a big thing.
It's a huge thing because it's a mindset. In Atlanta, there was a great old department store named Rich's.
Oh yeah.
And Dick Rich was a real person. He's now sold out and he's dead and gone. But he was the first person I heard, the customer's always right.
Yeah.
You walk into Rich's, you buy something. I don't care. You bought a television set or clothes or jewelry, and you get home and you didn't like it, or maybe you even get home and worn it, then you want to take
Yeah.
it back. They took it back and never asked questions.
Yeah.
You don't argue with your customer.
Oh, let me tell you.
Tell me about that.
I've got 3 or 4 rules about. Of course, there's things that you always want to do with every customer. There's other things that you never want to do with any customer. And at the top of the list, I think, would be lie. You never want to be dishonest. I mean, it doesn't work, and it's not right.
The
and all
word
of
is
that.
you want to be transparent.
You
and truthful.
absolutely want to be transparent. Let everybody know what's going on. But please don't argue with the customer, because you can't win that fight. It doesn't matter who is technically correct, right, or wrong. You don't win that fight. It's just,
And if you do win that fight, they're going to go away and you'll never hear from them.
if you do win that fight, you've lost the fight
lost
because they're going to disappear. Because, listen, go back to my philosophy of you've got to make the other person win, the win-win philosophy. If you play I win, you lose, eventually people pick up their marbles and go somewhere else. You can't make people lose. The way the world works is, if I don't win when we play the game, I will go somewhere else and find someone who will see to it that I win the game.
Years ago, I had a friend of mine that had a company he wanted to sell,
Yeah.
and he wanted to talk to Warren Buffett. So I set it up so he could talk to Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett looked at his company and his data. He said to my friend, he said, "You make too much money."
Yeah.
And I never heard anybody say that.
Yeah.
He was right.
Yeah.
You make too much money. The value of the product cannot be. You go turn it around with Sam Walton. He went out. He didn't make 80% profit on every product. He made 5% profit.
Yeah.
He toned it down.
Yeah.
You cannot trick the customer.
No.
You cannot trick your partner.
No.
You cannot be so clever. Oh, I got him on that. I out negotiated him. Out negotiating is a bad deal.
Yeah, because everybody, if anybody walks away from the counter, from the table, from their computer screen, having done business with you, and they don't feel good about it, the clock is ticking.
And now, here's the bad part of social media.
Exactly.
If that happens one time,
Yeah,
it won't just be one person. They'll share that with
they'll tell the world.
thousands or more and tens of thousands. They'll tell the world.
They'll tell the world.